So what I've had to do here to get the Klim Adventure GTX boots with the massive toe cap, the really big tall toe box, I've had to raise this up. So I've adjusted the adjustment arm here to its maximum. So this is now as high as I can get it with this adjustment arm. There's also a pinch bolt on top of here, and this can rotate round, and it's kind of concentric the way this is pinched into the gear arm here. So you can rotate this around and it will be lower, you can rotate it around and it'll be higher, further back or further forward. So I've got that in a higher position. I can now get the toe box of the boot underneath it. I do have to come off the foot peg slightly to get over the top and change down. No big drama with that, as long as I can get underneath and change up, that's the main thing. I've also just tweaked it and come backwards a tiny bit, so it's at the top of its arc and slightly back, slightly around the 1 o'clock position for this now, and I'll show you what that looks like. So you can see now in the normal sort of riding position that I'd be, I can get underneath and change up, and I can change down quite comfortably too. Right, and I'm now comfortably on the gear selector pad on the top of the boot, rather than previously I was on the bit of the boot, it was just about here, touching just the top of the outsole was where this gear selector was when I went underneath it, so it would catch on the top of there to change. Okay, I've seen somebody else on YouTube as well who had the same issue, and it pulled this sole off because they were riding like that for a considerable amount of time. I haven't even ridden in these boots yet, so I haven't done that damage. I wanted to get this adjusted correctly so that it'll be on the top of this protector, so it's not going to damage the boots in any way, and it's going to be doing its job correctly. So happy with that. I'm now going to pinch up those bolts on the gear selector adjuster, and that's job done. Simply to adjust the gear selector height, we're just going to adjust this bar here. There's a bit here we can turn, and you've got a locking nut each end of this. Now the important thing here is one of them is going to be a regular thread and the other one's going to be an opposed thread, otherwise it would undo itself, right? So on this end we've got turning to the left to undo, and it's a 10mm. You can get on that with an open-ended spanner, okay, just up under here like this. The middle one here that you want to grip onto is an 8mm. Grip it with that, other one 10mm on there, and then you can crack this one here, this lock nut. And at the opposite end here, also 10mm, it's the opposite thread. So you can see I'm spinning it clockwise to undo it at this end. Once we've done that and loosen this off, we can now turn this, and you can see, if you look at the gear selector height there, if I turn this, you can see that's raising that up. And there we go. That's probably about the height I'm going to need that, maybe a touch more there, like that. Okay, and then we can just lock these off. Tighten both of those up, get on them with a spanner, give that a tiny bit more of a tweak. Same with the other one in the opposite direction. Doesn't need much to tighten this up. You don't need to be heavy-handed on this, you just want to pinch it so that it locks itself into place. It's a bit awkward getting onto this underneath, behind the gear selector, but once you're on, little tweak and you're good. Right, I'm happy with that. They're not coming undone, that's not turning, that's now in place. Cool, just wanted to show you how tall these boots are. These Klim Adventure GTX boots. This toe box is incredibly high, and as I say, that's why it necessitates the adjusting of the gear selector to its highest position. Okay, if you're going to get these boots, I'm going to do a review of these soon once I've been riding them for a while, put some on. There's plenty of good reviews on them online already. I'm in the UK, it's often wet here, it's often damp, it's often cold, so we get a variety of weather here. So I'm going to do a UK specific review as soon as I can on these. I've also got the Badlands Pro jacket as well, I'll be doing a review of shortly as well. The only reason I haven't done one so far is I haven't ridden in the wet. And also the Carlsbad trousers. I went for the Carlsbad rather than the Badlands Pro because I felt when I tried them on and sat on a bike, the Badlands Pro were just a little bit too thick for getting on and off the bike regularly and easily. So that's why I went for the thinner 2-layer trousers and the thicker, more protective 3-layer jacket. Cool, watch out for that soon. Hit the subscribe and like, it really helps the channel. Hit the bell as well for notifications so that as those reviews come on, you'll get notified and you won't miss out. Thanks for watching, and I'll catch you soon.